Bang! Neevesknives. We are live on Neevesknives, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? Setting up the other screen over here. Hopefully all is well. We got some really good topics for tonight, including CTS XHP steel. Sorry, I always do that. I personally love CTS XHP like a lot, and I didn't realize how much I loved it. I knew I liked it. But I didn't realize how much I actually loved it until my slush buoy. I've got a few knives in it, and we're not going to get right into CTS XHP right this moment. We'll let people come in, but we do have a bunch of other topics. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. Now, I just want to bring up a quick little thing, and it's not a big deal or anything like that. And maybe I'll change my stance on it. Man, I'm not centered in the future, but so I make Instagram posts, and somebody left me a comment saying, because I put music on them, right? For the reels, you can put music on, and they said something like, oh, I was enjoying watching your knife videos or something with my daughter until I heard something about suck my dick or something like that. And it's like, and my first reaction to it, and what I said basically was, I'm sorry your daughter had to hear that, but it's not my responsibility of what your daughter hears on the internet. That's your responsibility, not mine. Don't put that on me because I post things on the internet. That doesn't make sense. I don't it's not my daughter, right? So I put music on my reels that relates to me and not only music that I listen to, but a lot of the music I put on my reels has nothing to do with the video itself at all. It's usually like music that I relate to in some way, shape, or form, whether it's the lyrics in that part or something, right? Not always, but much of the time. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of weird. You're on Instagram, and if your daughter's there next to you, that's your responsibility. And I also said, and that's why there's a mute button. You don't have to listen to the music. It's not like you're required to listen to the music. If you're watching it, you can mute it with one push of a button. Just pop, music's gone. But and like I said, maybe my stance will change on that in the future, right? But right now, like that's the way I look at it, right? I create content that I enjoy, and the music I put on the reels is music that not only I enjoy, but that relates to me. Now, I'm a person that cusses. I just am. I try not to cuss in my YouTube videos, but I do in the lives. And I try not to be too much of, too crazy. I try not to, I try to tone it down a little bit, but it's just how I am, right? It's just me. When I'm live, you're getting me. That's the thing. You're just getting me. So, in a video that I recorded, that's content for the subject. You know what I mean? There's a difference there. Now, in the reels on Instagram, yeah, it's kind of an in-between thing, I guess, right? Jared is going to put that Barbie song in his next Instagram reel. You got it. Because it's relatable to him and his lifestyle. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yes, I'm definitely going to do that because I am a Barbie girl. But no, I don't know. Like, I like to also put music in that kind of, get your head knocking a little bit. That I like. And also one thing I don't like to do, because when you're on Instagram, you get to hear the same fucking music over everything. And even if it's a good song, even if it's something good, it's like, damn it, man, I can't watch a video without hearing the same 10 tunes. So I try not to put any of those on there. I like to put things that I actually listen to. I don't cuss in my videos because my daughter's friends watch my videos. Well, I actually used to, and I stopped for that reason. So I stopped because I had a couple comments of, You know, my kids want to like to watch your stuff and blah blah blah. And I thought about it, like, you know, they're right. I probably shouldn't cuss in my regular YouTube videos because that does stop children. And to me, it doesn't. Remember, I'm from a different time, man. I really am. Fucking 2022 is just it's everything's different, right? Like to me, when I grew up, like I was allowed to cuss as a kid. I never remember a time where my dad ever looked at me and said, "Don't say that." You know, same thing with my mom. I mean, I guess when I was like really little, maybe I didn't, but I was never not allowed to cuss. So to me, kids and cussing, if you're around my family and there's little kids, they might not be cussing as much, but the adults do for damn sure. They don't hold back because the kids are in the room. So I don't know. It's just my viewpoint, you know, from my lens is a lot different, I guess. So, you know, I don't that doesn't mean anything to me, the way I look at it personally. And you know, like I said, my stance might change on this, but the way I look at it is your kids are going to grow up hearing and seeing a lot worse than some fucking cussing. So like to I don't know, to put a fence around them from cussing to me, like that's just I'm not saying like that you should say certain things in front of children. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying just regular cussing to me with children. Like obviously you don't want to say some disgusting stuff in front of kids. I'm not saying that. Like don't get me wrong. But to some extent it's like these kids are gonna hear cussing, man. Like, and the things that they're gonna see. And I personally, with my kid, I wouldn't really care because I don't want my kid to be fragile around words. Like, words should not mean anything. But anyways, that's me, and I don't want to get into it because I know people, everybody has their different stance. And my daughter has never been told she can't cuss. She just doesn't. I think most kids would do that. I don't think kids realize kids like, okay, I remember me, right? I remember me. I didn't know I could cuss until my dad told me I could. My dad told I'm not gonna tell you what he told me to say or anything like that, but he told me to call somebody something and to say something to somebody. And and I knew in that moment, and I was young, like really little, but even before that, it's not like I think maybe when I was like really little, I might have said something to my mom and he barked at me. Right. And then ever since then, I didn't really until he told me, which wasn't long. It was a couple years. My mom, I was listening to music and singing along to the music and seeing what she responded to. And she didn't respond. She didn't give a shit. So I just kept it going from there. But it just really wasn't that big of a deal. Anyways, let's get into some knife talk, man. Enough about this stuff. So first I want to talk about the TS Prof system. Oh yeah, wait. And the join member. It should be available tomorrow for you guys if you guys do want to join and become a member of the channel for the sharpening stuff so that we can have like a sharpening group. There's going to be other stuff too, but a lot of the stuff is going to be with sharpening and steel talk and exclusive lives that only the members can join, and where we can do sharpening videos together and stuff like that. And like I said, other stuff too. But if you're a member, obviously you get a sticker next to your name in the lives when you chat. And there's going to be other reasons why you might want to become a member, but that's one of them. But that should be available tomorrow. It's in the process right now. It takes like 24 hours or something like that. We're having some trouble with the stickers. We got 3 of them right now. The 4th one, it's crazy, man. I'm not even the one struggling with it. Kara is trying to get the little stickers next to the name. But the TS Prof Blitz. So Prof, I want to call him just Prof. Prof sent me some extra parts for it, which was really cool. I'm gonna try to maybe get a couple more things out of them, milk for what I can. No, I'm just joking. They sent me a couple attachments for it, which is pretty cool. It basically turns it into the 360. Maybe a couple extra parts that the 360 doesn't have. I'm not 100%. One thing is like a convexing thing, and another one helps bring the stone up higher. And the clamp for the stones, it's a universal clamp. So it makes it to where I can put Neevesknives or the diamonds. I could do that before, but not at the same time. right? So I would have to move. I'd have to loosen up the arm and move it in order to fit the Veneve. And then if I wanted to put the diamond plate, I'd have to move it again. Now I can just flip it over, and I don't have to move anything. But that was really cool. Now I did get. We'll open this up right here. I actually got the titanium Olight I was talking about. We'll use the Dagger because we're going to talk about self-defense knives here in a minute too. But I did get this titanium Olight, the I5R EOS tie, and I got this one because one, it's rechargeable, or at least the battery is. But it's rechargeable and it's brighter, and I wanted one this size that was brighter because the one I have right now, it's really not that bright. I mean, it gets bright. It's fine. Like, don't get me wrong. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I wanted some more power, you know? Got to get that power out of it. So I wanted to get one because I wanted this exact size too. Because I got the Dapper one, but it's just a little, it's a more of a pocket one. My EDC organizer likes a size like this. This is a perfect size for it. So probably gonna have to take out the tab. There it goes. Let's try it. Talica, thank you for the donation, bud. Thank you, man. You guys are already starting. I love it. Thank you, man. How about self-defense axe? Look at mine. So Talica just got an axe, a custom axe. He waited quite a long time for it. Like 8 months or something like that. See, one thing I also like about this, there's no brains to it. You know, as a dummy, I want something that, like, this one, it's easy to use once you get used to it, but at first, man, it's like, what the heck mode was it? Because you can program it and you can fuck it up, you can lock yourself out, you can do all kinds of stuff with it, which is cool, right? It's cool. But for my EDC light, the one in my organizer, I just want something, bam, I can get out, bam, I don't even have to think about it. And I won't accidentally hit this. That one I've turned on so many times by accident. This one, you just click twice for the super bright, click once for the dim. See, very cool. And I want something titanium. To be honest, I'm not sure what titanium it is. I should have looked at it, but it seems like it's not the good titanium, but maybe it is. Maybe it's just a blasted finish that it has on there. It's all right. Looks good. I've completely switched to only using rechargeable lights. Well, me too, for the most part. That's why I wanted one of these, because my other one is not. It's just you switch the battery. Now, just because I like a lot of rechargeable ones, that doesn't mean I sometimes don't want one that just switches a battery, because that's the one thing that's a beauty is that, like, say for a bag light, you can have the batteries just sitting in there. I do carry around charging ports and stuff like that, so I can always recharge something. But sometimes you just want to be able to just swap a battery if you're in that type of situation. There is higher end ones have lockout mode, which is very mine. I've got a bunch of lights, and a bunch of them have lockout modes and stuff, and that's what I have to put this one on when I carry it, is a lockout mode. And that's what I mean. Like, that's why I kind of wanted one that was just simple, just click, click. No thoughts to it, And I got my pen. Oh man, what did I do with it? Oh, right here. I already showed you guys in a video, the tactile turn pen. I'm absolutely loving this pen. I might get a different ink chart or ink cartridge. The only reason why I'm saying that is because the ink's great. It's great on paper, but you guys know those little notepads? Those do I have one right here? Those little notepads the EDC notepads, when you write on those, it smudges. So, and the regular pens, I don't know enough about pens to know the difference between this cartridge and, like, just a regular pens cartridge. So maybe I need to learn, but I'm loving it though. And just so you guys know, the way to do this, if you want to get the Damascus stud, is get the one with just a regular titanium, then order the Damascus pen separate. Because if I would have ordered the Damascus one on here, it would have been the same exact price. And now I have a regular titanium one and the Damascus for the exact same price. I don't know how they didn't figure that out for themselves, but now I have an extra. Tri-State's the pen guy. Yeah, I need to ask him then. I don't know enough about him, to be honest. But hey, I've been carrying a pen for a while, so I wanted to get a nice pen, and I had a nice pen. Don't get me wrong, I had a nice pen, but it wasn't the size that I needed because I carry it in my EDC organizer. So a regular size pen will hang up to here. So I wanted something that would fit really good in my organizer, and that fits perfect. Now they have a smaller one that would actually fit this perfectly, but I didn't want that tiny of a pen. And I have a telescopic pen that does that. All right. Let's talk about, I want to ask you guys something. So I was thinking about doing a rant video. I don't know. Some people like they get into that stuff, and some people are just like, man, don't start bitching. Like, don't make a video about bitching. But I think I'm gonna do it. And I just the other day or yesterday, I got really fired up about a bunch of knife stuff, and I was just like wanting to make a video of just like not really firing off on all these companies or like talking shit, but just kind of ranting about some of the decisions companies are making and some of the things that are happening, some of the knives, and just I don't know. I almost made the video, and then I thought about it and I was like, maybe I shouldn't. Especially when I was fired up. It'd be better for me to do it when I'm not fired up. All right, so let's talk about, hey, if you have something on your mind about something, we're here to listen, brother. Well, it was basically just about the knife companies, like of what their decisions right now on the knives that they're putting out and the ones that they're not putting out and the things that they're doing, some of the prices, and maybe it was because there was just too many things in a row that happened. And even like with Tucson, I feel like, and I'm not positive, and somebody, Mike Emler is the one who said this, and I don't know if this is true or not, but he was saying that he heard that Tucson uses different OEMs. And that is why, maybe some of the, like, sometimes you'll get like the knives that are like really good, and then you get ones that are mediocre. And after he said that, I really thought about it because I didn't even think about that. I just figured they just probably do all their own stuff, which I thought they did, and I could probably find out, but I've always been pretty positive they're an OEM company. They do, because designers go to them, but it is possible that they actually just take the orders and then send it to another company to make. I don't know, but there's been like a couple things, though, man. It's like some knives are just so good, and then other knives will come, and it's like, why'd you do that? Like, what's wrong with you guys? You guys didn't like check this or whatever. But without like the things being right in front of you right now, it's hard for me to sit here and bitch about it. All right, let's read some of these comments, and then we'll get into the self-defense knives, and then we'll go into CTS XHP, and then we have a bunch of knives I want to talk about. I'm recently into pens. Already have 3 TTs, 2 seasonal, 2 bolt action, and 1 side click. Just bought the tie scribe, already looking for my next one. Nice. Yeah, when you carry a pen, because people usually have a pen in their car or whatever, and you don't realize how much you use a pen until you're carrying one. And every time you need a pen, bam, it's right there. And I realize, man, I use them all the time. I'm always using my pen. Given the past 2 years, we're never going to see things be the same price ever again. And that goes for everything. I know that. And I'm not going to continue to bitch about prices. That's inevitable, that I've already known was going to happen. It's not like this snuck up on us, right? We knew what the fuck was happening. Let's not pretend. You mean cutting the blade length in half and doubling the price? That's it. It's one. Ken Harris. with the 2 bones. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate the donations, guys. Thank you. That Elementum make it. How shitty is the grind? That Elementum make it. Oh no, I haven't gotten it yet. Nope, I haven't gotten it yet. Soon. At least I don't think I got. No, I didn't get it yet. Knife Matters in here. I didn't see him. I be McLovin, the G Mascus, and on the new Mini Beluga from White Mountain Knives. The micro milling and topographic look on the red and black one is fucking awesome. I didn't know they got those in. They got those in. I didn't know that because I almost ordered one, but it would have been coming from China. Yes, shout out to Knife Modders. Definitely go and follow their channel. They were live yesterday. Great live too. Great live. They're using the StreamYard. So I think their quality looked so good on it too. Like really good. Asa, thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. Ace is the one that won the Shirogorov. Thank you. Thank you so much for the 10 bones. That's amazing. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate it. Stop giving me donations. I feel like you're paying me back for a Shirogorov or something. Thank you, man, so much. I appreciate it. Uncle Sam can't make the money printers go without causing some problems. Facts. It does suck. Most Spyderco models were $40 to $70 cheaper just a year ago. Yeah, same thing with Benchmades. But like I said, we knew this was gonna happen. Speaking of Spyderco, we got to talk about the CTS XHP. So let's get into the self-defense knives. Where's the other one? I see this. Oh, right here. All right. So, in my opinion, and I'm probably going to do a video on it because I do have to do a review on these knives. In my opinion, the Dagger knives are, this is, in my opinion, a self-defense knife. Not specifically just this one, but especially this one. I can't think of any reasonable reason anybody would carry this, right? Look at the blade shape. The blade is, it's a harpoon drop point style blade shape, almost a spear. It's actually, if you go from the center of the pivot to the tip, it's a spear point, but the shape just isn't, spear pointish because I don't know. You know what? If it wasn't for the harpoon, I actually think it is. Yeah. Anyways, it's a spear point. Gary, thank you for the donation, Gary. Does Kara have a favorite knife steel? No. You know why? Because I sharpen everything. So she just gets it. I'll tell you what, she doesn't like cheap steels. She really doesn't because she tears them up at work. So basically anything mid-grade and up, she loves. She does tear some steels up. She does some dumb stuff with the knives. So she'll chew them up really hard if it's like really budget. But no, she doesn't really have a favorite because she doesn't sharpen or anything like that. Just basically whatever will take an edge. And she's just happy with whatever edge as long as it's sharp. But I'll tell you what, though, she knows when it's not sharp. She brings it in real quick, throws it at me. You got to sharpen this. Ed, man, you guys, thank you guys for all the donations. Ed, thank you, man. I'm back. Missed the cussing discussion. I cuss like crazy and I don't care if others swear. My daughter swears, don't give a damn. People need to stop being weaklings. Facts. Like I said, I understand not wanting to say inappropriate, but my inappropriate's different from other people's inappropriate. I mean, like maybe like sexual things and like, nasty things in front of children. I get that. But dropping an F-bomb, but like I said, I kind of get where he was saying because, I guess the lyrics were something about suck my dick maybe or something in the lyrics. It was a song. So, maybe he doesn't want his daughter to hear that. And I don't know how old she is or anything. So I get it to some extent, but I'm not fucking liable. Right. It's not my fault. That's your responsibility, not mine. But like I said, I do get it, but to me, I don't really care. I'm not saying I don't care about that, but I'm saying from my own perspective, like that doesn't really matter too much. It is a hard world to grow up in. So go subscribe and join the hive over at Bees Blades. Thank you, Fiend. There's my mama. Hey, mom. Okay, so back to this knife. So yes, I do think it is a self-defense knife. Now, one, it is over a 5-inch blade. Having over a 5-inch blade, you know, and this blade shape, this thing is made to spear basically. And in my review, I think I'm probably going to do some testing stuff like that to kind of show what it's capable of. Now, in the hand, the handle is so big, but the benefit to it is like, and I'd have to do it in the review, but you can switch grips so fast with it because you have so much to hang on to. So it does, and because of the flipper tab, you really have a guard. Now, I know a lot of people don't really look at knives like self-defense knives or anything like that, blah, 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 blah. I'm saying what they're going for, right? You can totally tell this Russian company is going for self-defense, you know, that type of stuff. Now, can you use it for EDC? Yeah, of course you can. But why a blade 5 inches long that's not hard use, right? This whole thing, it's a frame lock and it does have a lock on it, but this isn't like a hard use knife or anything like that. You're not going to be doing what maybe most 5-inch blades would be doing with this. So yes, you can use it for EDC. Yes, you could open things up, but it's, you know, it's a stabber, right? Which cool, right? I think it's nice to have that variety. Um, and they got the skull clip, which is kind of cool with the eyes. Cool. Now this one is a little shorter, but still long. I have yet to have seen a dagger knife that isn't like that doesn't have at least a 4-inch blade. And this one's very long, but it is a Tonto. So this one's going to be a little bit more durable for puncture. This one, if you hit a bone, you're probably going to chip the tip, but it's going to do so much damage in the process, you're probably not going to worry about it. And these type of blade shapes, and this is probably going to go a little crazy, but these type of blade shapes work really good for like going in between ribs, things like that, getting to kill spots. You know, it's just that type of shape. Now, you with certain blade shapes, they have the potential to not do as well in puncturing and possibly snagging on things like, say, a gut hook, right? A blade with a gut hook or serrations or stuff like that. You know, they wouldn't be the best because, I'm not saying they wouldn't work. I'm not saying they wouldn't work, but if you were going to be using them for that type of stuff, if it hit bone, you could possibly get it snagged and not get your knife back. Um, but this one's going to be a lot more of a durable tip. You're not going to have to worry about that, but it's also not going to be as good at puncturing. Will it puncture? Absolutely. But I'm sure it'll be very devastating, especially having that big of an opening channel when it first goes in. And I guess you do have this secondary tip for a snap cut or something. They are pretty well made, but they are budget knives still. They're not premium knives, you know, in no way. But, you know, considering what it's for, does it really matter? I don't think so. Maurice, hey Maurice, I want to thank you again for the last live, man. You dropped 100 bones, man. Thank you so much, man. That was crazy. I hear voices in my head. Maurice says, yeah, that's me saying thanks for the 100 bones last week. Thank you, man. Thank you for the 5 bones this week. I appreciate it so much. Charles Wood with another 10 bones. Thank you, man. I want to buy USA knives in a storefront. I see USA made knives. Wait, I see USA made knives pays shipping. I would like to see more links to the knives you show, links to the USA storefront. So I can't link knives to storefronts. I'm not an affiliate with any USA storefronts. Now, White Mountain Knives, I'm an affiliate. Well, they give me a discount code. So I give that to you guys. I don't get anything off of it, and I link that. But I recently just got that. I do not link things I am not affiliated with. You got to understand it from my perspective. Okay. Some people might call it, you can call it whatever you want. To me, it's just a good business decision. I don't link companies that I'm not affiliated with because why would they be affiliated with me if I'm already doing the thing that they want me to do? Right. It's, look at it in any way in life. If you're already doing the thing that you would like to be paid for doing, then they're not going to seek you out and pay you for it, right? Affiliates, like my Amazon affiliates, I'm an Amazon affiliate. So if I link that stuff and people use it, I benefit. Companies that send me knives, yes, I'll link their company because they sent it to me. So that's, or they give me a discount code or whatever, so it makes it good, works out both ways. But if I'm sitting here linking, say, knife companies and all this stuff, there's no reason for them to ever offer me a discount code. There's no reason for me to offer to you guys. There's no reason for them to ever want to send me a knife or to do business with me because I'm already doing the very thing that they would want, they would do business with me for to do. So, you got to look at it from my perspective. But I do link everything I possibly can that I'm affiliated with, and which is usually I do have the links. So more times than none, I have the link. But and in many cases, many cases, the Amazon links, that's a USA company because they have to have an Amazon store. So it's not like it's just Amazon, that's the company. Like say Benchmade, right? Even though Benchmade, this is one of the rants, Benchmade links their stuff from their Amazon store for like $50 more than you could get it from anywhere else. So I don't usually link them because I know, do I want you guys to pay $180 for the same exact knife? You can go get it for 130. No. So I don't, I know you guys aren't going to do that. So I'm not going to link it, but I bitched at them. I did send them a complaint saying, why are you guys doing that? Like I would link your stuff all the time, but I can't when you're charging $50 more from your Amazon store than you could get it from anywhere else. But yeah, the Amazon stores, most companies have, almost every single company, Spyderco, Benchmade, they all have Amazon stores. So it works out from USA companies. All right, so back to the self-defense knife. I am going to, like I said, do a little bit more of an in-depth video on the subject because the weight of this thing, the balance, it really feels, like a self-defense knife. It's very wieldable. Um, it it's very, very stabby, obviously. It's only D2 steel. I don't know how good they're doing their D2 steel, but I don't think it really matters. I think it's going to be a light duty EDC for anybody who carries it and a self defense tool if they ever needed to use it. Look at how high this lock bar is on this knife. It starts more than halfway up the blade. That is such a big knife. Now, this one I don't think would be as effective because, like this one, the one benefit to having a frame lock is that when you're squeezing it, you're actually creating more tension on the lock, so it's less likely to fold on your hand. With a liner lock, you don't have that. Now, I heard somebody talk about, who was it? Oh, it was Knife Junkie. He was saying with stabbing motions, you want to be careful because, like, if you were backwards like this and you were stabbing, you have a more likely chance of when you hit it unlock, like it failing, basically, kind of like doing a spine whack and it failing in your hand. Let me unlock it. And when you stab, it closing on you. So you almost want to always face downward like that, where the pressure is going towards the spine, which I found pretty interesting. I never thought of that. Sticking with the pointy end. Yeah, for sure. Jared looks like he has an itch to kill. Jared's gotten all his killing out of him. I checked Benchmade store on Amazon, and the overpriced stuff was third-party sellers from what I saw. It might be that the links that I had from Benchmade were the one. I don't know about what you saw. I'm talking from my affiliates. They were from Benchmade. And I'm sure there's third party ones too. For a self-defense knife, I doubt steel matters, right? It has way less work to do than an EDC knife if it was ever needed. Yeah, I think people are worried about being able to use it for EDC. And then when they do need to use it for self-defense, the problem with that is that you'd hate to dull your knife, especially that knife when you know, for when you do need it. But I guess if you always keep your knife razor sharp, then it's not a big deal if you do use it, because you're not going to, you know, if your knife is always razor sharp, then even if you use it, it'll always still be razor sharp. Damn it. I just missed one. Terrence, thank you, man. 5 bones, man. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Another one, Chicago, Shot Town 23. Thank you, man. Holy cow. You guys are so awesome, man. 199, 2 bones. Take off a penny. Something Wong here. 120 watching and 54 likes. We can do better. Yes, guys. Thank you. I'd really appreciate it if you guys did hit the like button. But hey, if you guys don't like the content, then give me a dislike. Only get to choose ProTech Malibu Kunwu Tao or Artisan Cutlery Centauri. What are you taking? Probably the Tao. The Kunwu Tao. That's a really good knife. Yeah, I'd probably take that. But wait. The ProTech Malibu, that's USA made. I'd take that. Yeah, USA all the way. ProTech Malibu. ProTech Malibu with a BGM hollow regrind for like 60, 70 bucks. You're not supposed to eat at night. Why is there a light in the fridge? Pardon if I asked already. What are your thoughts on Project Farm's recent knife video? I don't even know what that is. I haven't seen it. Let me know what it's about. I'll let you know if I've seen it, but I don't think I've seen it. Fix blades with a chainsaw to clean up the mess. That ain't no folding knife. That ain't no folding knives territory. All right, so CTS XHP. Let's get into it. So, hey, quiet down. All right. CTS XHP. So I've got a few knives in CTS XHP. Here we have the Techno 2. Love the Techno 2. It's a beefy little guy, a little tank. But at least mine is super smooth. They're on phosphor bronze washers, but it is frictionless. And I know we're talking about the steel, not the knife, but holy cow, is this thing like on another level of smoothness. Sabenzis can't even compete with how smooth that is. Same thing with my Slish Bowie. I also got the Chaparral, which I really love the Chaparral too. This thing's only like 80 thousandths thick, the blade stock. It's super thin. This thing is a little razor blade. That's the beauty of it. It's a little razor blade. Now, CTS XHP. Somebody left a comment on my video. So if you guys didn't watch, I recently sharpened my Slish Bowie, right? I showed it on Instagram and I showed how sharp it got. It is damn sharp. I mean, like on another level of sharpness. This thing got hair whittling doesn't even, you know, it's way beyond hair whittling. Anyways, so they asked a question on there. They said, did you have to sharpen it or did you just get sick of waiting? And what he meant by that, my mom says, hey, mom, mom. She says that. And what he meant by that was that for months, literally months, if you guys go and watch my review on, I did a full review on it. I didn't even sharpen it for the review, even though I had used the heck out of it. It was still on a factory edge. And like I had whittled wood with it, did all kinds of stuff. And it was still super sharp. There was no reason to sharpen it. So I continued to use it throughout the months. And sometimes the worlds just align, right? And I think that's what happened here. So maybe it's not 100% on the CTS XHP or the heat treat. Maybe it also has to do with the edge that they put on it. But the edge that they put on here must have been like the best factory edge in the world. Not talking about the grind, specifically the edge, because I could not get it to go dull. Like I didn't, it's not like I attempted to beat on it or chip it or anything. I just used it, but it did get to a point to where I wanted to sharpen it. Like, it's like, all right, this edge just got to go. I got to sharpen it. And so I would just continue to use it. Like, come on, this has got to be the last day. This thing is going to tick. It can't keep going like this. And it just would not go dull. Like, and obviously I know, yes, I can go start banging on, things and force it to go dull. But without forcing it to go dull, it wasn't dulling. Like, there was nothing, like, it just was stupid sharp always. And it was, like, really, really sharp. Thank you. Another 99 cents. Thank you, Chicago. Shot Town 23. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. So it got to the point where I wanted to sharpen it. I want a new edge on it. I'm sick of this damn factory edge. And the guy was right on Instagram. No, I didn't need to sharpen it. I sharpened it because I got sick of waiting. Now, they must have done a perfect heat treat on this. Not only that, the HRC must be pretty good. And the edge that they put on it must have been really good. Like, just all the things that can aligned perfectly in this one moment. Now, the CTS XHP itself. CTS XHP is such a good steel. Now, it's not the best stainless. So that is one thing. You do want to make sure you take care of it. Now, is it highly corrosive? No. You're going to be fine as long as you take care of it. It's kind of like, some people like to call it a stainless D2. Now, that's not saying you're going to get the edge retention like D2, but when you break it down and you look at it, like what its makeup, it's very similar to D2, just a stainless version. It has some cobalt or whatever in it, or whatever in it to make it stainless. But it reacts way different than D2. Like, D2 doesn't necessarily like a polish. It doesn't take that really fine edge like CTS XHP. CTS XHP takes a ridiculous polished edge, like stupid sharp, especially when you lay back the angle like I did on this. I did this one 15 degrees per side, which Spyderco does on a lot of knives anyways. And it sharpened up really good. It felt so good on the stone. Now, CTS XHP, you don't see it on a lot of companies' knives. Cold Steel was using it. I know a lot of people were really upset when they seen Cold Steel stopped using it. And so was I, because they switched it to S35VN. But me personally, I would pick XHP over S35 every single day of the week. I don't think they did it because they thought S35 was better. I think they did it because they didn't have the resources to continue to get XHP consistently. And they could do it with S35. They had knives to make. They just couldn't get it, right? At least to that level. Spyderco's, right? They use it on a few knives, which they still do, right? You can get it on the Chaparral. You can get it on the Techno 2, which they still make. The Slish buoys, they did switch. They switched to M390, which no, I'm not happy with either. I wish they would have kept it at the CTS XHP, because CTS XHP, it's fairly easy to sharpen. It's not hard to sharpen. It's easy to sharpen. It feels really good on the stone. It takes so the edge that was on it was probably around 400 grit. That's what I would guess. But CTS XHP takes a good, like right now, I have a medium grit edge on this one, about 600 grit, and nasty sharp, ridiculously sharp. So it really doesn't matter what edge you put on CTS XHP, it does really good. A lot of custom knife makers like to use CTS XHP. It's easy to work with. It really is. Like for belts and machining and things like that, it's really easy to work with. So It's a great steel for custom knife makers to use because it's easy to work with, right? That's basically, it's just as simple as that. It's easy to work with. So same thing with sharpening. It's easy to sharpen. So that's kind of one beautiful thing about it. Now, another thing is that it's very responsive to a strap. So when you're in the field and you've used it a little bit and your fine edge is gone, that sticky edge we were talking about last week, hit it on the strap a couple times, it'll bring that stickiness right back. Which is, to me, I like that because I love having my fine edge last very long. So with a lot of steels, the fine edge goes away really quick, and then the working edge pops in, and the working edge will last a very long time, but the fine edge won't last very long. CTS XHP's fine edge lasts a good while, like a damn good while, even with the toothy edges. Now, angle does matter, so you want to make sure the angle's good, but if you put a good angle on whatever knife you have in CTS XHP, whether it's a low grit, medium grit, or high grit, the edge you come off the stone with will last a good while. Then when it does go away, you can easily bring it back. At least a few times before you'll have to hone it. And in this case, with this knife, fucking forever. It just won't go away. But I know this isn't typical, so I'm not going to pretend like it is. Now, let me cut a piece of paper. So the one problem I've had with CTS XHP is, look at that shit. If you guys seen that video I posted on Instagram, oh, I did a short on YouTube too. So sharp. I showed how sharp it was. I was just taking a hair and just going right through a hair, like not like sitting there whittling it, just going. Anyways, where was I? Oh, the one problem I've had with it is I have seen rust. I've seen rust. If you don't take care of it, it will show some rust spots. Now, this finish on this stuff, when I first got this, there was actually a little bit, but I instantly got it off. Now, this is like one of the best finishes Spyderco's ever done. It's a mirrored stone wash. But they don't do it on, I think they only do it on these knives. I don't think they do it on anything else. But you can see the finish. Look at that. Look at how reflective that is. Let me see if I can back up. This ain't going to do it any justice, but it's very reflective. It's almost like a mirror. Like right now I can see myself in it. So very reflective. Yes, that is my mother. Maurice is wearing socks, but he has to polish his ruby slippers. He'll be back in 5 minutes. That's good. My shaman. Oh, you have an XHP shaman. Edge retention is way better than D2. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. That's why I wanted to make sure I separated that from, when I say that it's like a stainless D2, I'm not saying it's anything like a D2. I just mean it's makeup, right? Anytime you do anything with the steel, anything, like you change a little tiny something in a steel, it changes the steel altogether. That's why with a lot of steels, when people try to compare them, just because they have similarities in their makeup, it's ridiculous to do that, because they're even the exact same steel, identical steel, say 154, right? CPM 154 is way different than 154 CM. Same exact steel. The only difference is the CPM is powdered. So the powdered version is tougher and is supposed to have a longer lasting edge. I don't think so. I personally don't like CPM 154. I think it's way too fine grained. It's glass-like. Like when you sharpen it, it gets literally glassy. You have to sharpen it, in my opinion, with a low grit in order to have any sort of bite on the edge. So, but that's just a great example of how massive of a change it does just from doing the exact same steel in the powdered version. Now, 154 CM is great. Takes a great edge, gets razor sharp. It doesn't usually like a high polish, but all the way up to like 1200 grit, it's amazing. Now, CTS XHP with D2, it's basically the same makeup aside from the stainless qualities, you know, because it is a stainless, and D2 is just below a stainless, just below. But the CTS XHP, I know you don't hear too many people having problems with corrosion or anything like I was. I've just had some issues with it in the past, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Dennis, thank you for the donation. I have an older Spyderco in CTS XHP. It has a riveted pivot. I also have the new version of the same knife. I love the old blade shape and want to swap it to the new knife. Is that possible? What knife is it? An older Spyderco. What knife is it? Is it this one? Wait, no. It has a riveted pivot. It also new version of the same knife. I love the old blade shape and want to swap it. And I mean, it's hard to tell. It's hard to say. I guess all you can do is try. Usually, if it's the same knife, the blades will swap. Make sure what you want to check and see if the stop pins are the same size. If the stop pins are the same size, then it probably will fit if everything else is the same. So make sure, oh, the pivot too. The pivot needs to be the same, because if the pivot's any bigger or smaller, like when I swapped the sheepdog blades, right? The one difference was the pivot. So I had to keep the pivot with the same scales. That was the one difference. You know, but that wasn't a big deal. So I was able to swap them still, but it's hard to say without doing it. Well, better than any D2 I've ever tried by like 1,000. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But CTS XHP, I think, is easier. I have never heat treated it, so I can't speak from experience, but I think it's easy for companies to heat treat. I mean, I have not personally ever had a bad CTS XHP. Even this one, it's crazy that we're talking about this like this, but this one's still factory edge. It's crazy that it's on the factory edge because Kara has beat the shit out of this thing. Does it need a new edge? Yeah, it does. But it's not that bad. Like, a lot of people would consider this a decent edge. But I personally would love to see more XHP being used. I think if a company dropped a knife, you know, like in 2022, that was a good knife that I like, I think I would instantly get it just because it's XHP. That's how much I like it. Definitely prefer Cold Steel's XHP over the S35. Right. They are using now S35 is good, but XHP was better. Yeah, for sure. That pissed off a lot of people. And you know how many people have like the old version and like they hang on to it. You see so many times, like they'll have like the American Lawman or something like that. And everybody be like, you want to sell it? Like, no. They love showing off that they have I have American Lawman. Yeah, the old version, the original one. Yes, the original. Kind of like with my Slish Buoy. I have a Slish Buoy, the original one. Not that M390 piece of shit. Get that M390 piece of shit out of here. XHP can be ground thin. Yeah, for sure. It does good with thinner grinds. Now, some steels don't. Some steels, not saying XHP, but some steels, there is a difference in the type of grinds that steel likes to take. And not saying it can't be ground thin or thick or whatever, but certain steels respond better with thinner grinds, like AEBLs, right? AEBL does really good. It was made for razor blades. So anything that's like I think the word would be analog of AEBL would be good with thinner, like 12C27, 14C28N steels like that do really good with really thin geometry. So you can get them, and that's another reason why I love 14C. You can get it so thin and it does really, really good. What is the most acute angle you ever put on edge? Probably 10 degrees per side. Probably. I have a CTS XHP Shaman. Nice. That's what Blades and Fades was just saying. I wish I had an XHP Shaman. I got a S30V Shaman. I'm not gay. I love chicks. It was a joke. I've got a Les George VECP and CTS XHP, and it's been awesome. Yeah, I actually just had one of those in not too long ago. But that's what I mean. Like custom makers love using it. It's easy to work with. Even Gillian likes to use CTS XHP too. I actually got some Gillian bearings on the way. 130 watching, only 8-ish likes. Hit the like button, guys. These guys will haunt you. These guys will show up at your house if you don't hit the like button. It's not me. I'm not asking for it. It's these guys. I felt Cold Steel ran their XHP too soft. I've never heard anybody say that though. You're the first person, Mr. Greg. I'm not saying it's true or not. I just never heard anybody say that. I personally didn't have enough of it. I've experienced them. I've had them in, but I never owned one to really speak on it like that. I've sharpened them. I never had no issue sharpening them, but I also never really tested them. Most of the ones I've had in were the S35 versions. Walk-in closet deep. I brush with Monostat 7. Be back in 5 minutes. It's as stainless as a non-technically stainless steel can be. I rusted an uncoated M4 smock in a single day. None of my D2 blades have ever rusted. Yeah, no, D2 technically is, as like you said, it's as close to stainless as possible. I think it's one, and it's kind of weird that they have the number because if you listen to metallurgists talk about it, that number is kind of BS. I think, what is it, 12% or something like that, or is it 13%? And D2 is 12%, something like that. It's damn near stainless, but it has a lot to do with other factors like the nitrogen and things like that. And I don't know enough about it to talk about it like that, but there's a lot of other factors that would make a steel more stainless, even if that percentage is off. But D2, it is susceptible to corrosion in certain environments with certain finishes. So I don't really have a problem with it either, but I'm also not in those environments. Thank you for the 2 bones, Doug. Bang! Snap on. He's got a snap-on truck in his picture. Thank you for the donation, man. Yoda Doug's Tool Collecting Channel, man. That name is long. Bass. Thank you, man. Thank you for the donation. 5 bones. What American-made what American-made clothing company were you telling us to check out in the live a month? Well, you're in luck because he's wearing it today, Jack. ACAL Apparel, USA made. Check this out. Hopefully you guys can see it. Get on my knees for you guys. The hat on. Can you guys see it? Oh, yeah. Badass. He's got all kinds of shirts like this. And I even got, check this out. I even got the hat. And guess what it says? Clean money. All USA made. Gotta get the logo on the front. Yeah. Yeah. ACAL Apparel. USA made. He even has USA made socks. The only thing on his site that's not USA made is the hats, or sorry, the ball caps. So these are, but the actual baseball caps, they're not, but the patches on them are. He cannot get the hats, I guess. So he's been trying, but everything else is USA made on there. So check it out. ACAL Apparel. He actually commented on one of my Instagram posts, Adam Calhoun. I play a lot of his music in my reels. He is a musician. I don't know him, but technically he doesn't live too far from me. He's about 20 minutes south of the south side of Chicago, something like that. But I'm north, so but yeah, awesome, awesome musician and great clothes. I love this shirt. I actually just got it before the live. I got a couple of them now. Um, hello, dummies. What's up, Sergeant? Salute. Both my Recentes are an XHP. Nice. That's what I'm saying. Custom makers are where you mostly find it. Spyderco has it on a couple models, but you don't see a lot of production companies using it. I would love to see more production companies using it. I wish, like, what's crazy is how much we see Kaiser messing around with weird steels like this, the 4V. I sharpened this the other day. Holy shit, did it take a good edge. This thing's already beat up because it's aluminum. If you like the look of a knife that when you use and you actually use and toss around, that scratched up, real beat up look, these little aluminum bag lighters are badass. Look at this. It's already got all kinds of patina over it. Come on. Come on. It looks beautiful though. Beautiful polished edge on that 4V. 4V takes a screaming sharp edge. But yeah, I like that they're using weird steels. They're 10V. We did that. We talked about that the other day. 10V. That's badass. They're doing M4s, 4Vs, all different kinds of steels, which you don't really see any other company doing that, but Spyderco, right? I would like to see other companies start doing that. Tucson does a little, like they do the S110V, but that's really it. Most companies do the same exact steels across the board. What do we see? D2, 14C, which I'm happy about. Not bitching about that. S35 and M390. That's basically it. We do see Civivi, they use Nitro V. That's cool. We see 9CR, but I'm talking about for like the high-end steels. We don't see. I'm gonna fast forward so I can catch up, guys. I'm way behind. Oh, Maurice with the 5 bones. He loves women. That's how I pictured him saying it. I love women. Knife matters. Oh no. Hope you feel better, Cue Ball. Yeah, hope I think he is starting to feel better. It's about time. Fuck. I'm just joking. You are a sicko, Cue Ball. Sicko. Experienced Precision says all in the heat treat certain steels have gotten such a bad rap because of production company. For sure. And I speak about that a lot. Heat treat is everything. It's not about the steel. It's about the heat treat. It doesn't matter what steel we're talking about. Any steel can be shit with the bad heat treat. So even when I'm talking about CTS XHP, whatever company I want to see run it, I want to see them do it good. Right now, with the Kaiser doing these steels, these weird steels, I was happy to see that it at least wasn't bad. Now, their 20 CV and M390, I was actually kind of expecting it to be done bad. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get insane edge retention out of it. I haven't done a control test, but it doesn't feel bad. I did notice a little bit of variations between one from another, which I noticed that on React too. Even my 2E knives I just recently sharpened, both 20 CV. I noticed a variation between those. One was better than the other. It just is what it is. Production companies. So it's just something that you have to expect. It's not something we can really, or they can do anything about it. If we want these steels, right? If we want these steels, and that's just what we're going to have to deal with, especially when we're talking about certain super steels, because it's not possible for them to bring it to us for this type of price, for the prices we're willing to pay, and not do a lot of them at a time. So, hey, everyone, how's it going? Jared, how's edge retention on Rockstead ZDP 189? And can I use a CBN diamond loaded strop, or do I have to use Rockstead strop and compound? I would recommend you use their strop and compound. I wouldn't recommend, honestly, if you're going to use diamonds, I would make sure that it's a very, very, very fine diamond, because the diamonds are going to scratch it. That's kind of the problem with it. ZDP 189 is incredibly, incredibly hard when done by Rockstead, but diamonds are harder. Diamonds are going to scratch it no matter what. So if you strop it, if you don't have a very, very, very fine progression, and you know, start from a very fine progression to another very fine progression, and you know, don't just use one strop, use multiples, you can probably get pretty good results. But if you don't do it right, you're gonna scratch it. That's just for sure. So but yeah, it's great, but it's, you know, what they're polished, it depends on which one you're talking about, because if it does have an edge bevel on it, then I would recommend it more. You know, even the gunny juice, I think the gunny juice would work great. And that is actually what I kind of recommend, is the gunny juice. I recommend you getting, if you can get, which this is expensive, I know, but if you can get the whole set of gunny juice, it's going to be expensive, but if you can do that, you could polish a damn Rockstead real quick. You just start with the lowest micron, or sorry, the highest micron down to the lowest micron. You'll be able to put a mirror polish right back on a Rockstead. But it's expensive, because you're going to have to buy, you know, a bunch of different bottles of the gunny juice with a bunch of different leathers, and yeah, that shit gets expensive. My Mallory Forest with a Neevesknives 600 grit edge is a laser beam, one of the sharpest in my collection. Thank you, Ken. Oh yeah, one of the subjects we're going to talk about is my edges versus the TS Prof. CTS XHP or LMAX. You can only choose one. That's tough, man. I'm not even going to answer. Because let the chat answer this one. You know, I'd answer and all, but you know, I don't want to take it from them. So let the chat answer. What do you guys think? Damn it, where'd it go? What do you guys think? LMAX or XHP? Murky says XHP for sure. Knife Modder says, Richie's Mini 10V Sheepdog is like that too. It's perfect. Haha. The second one he bought was lighter detent. Mine is super solid, man. Look at this. Solid detent. But this is the large one. Now, I have small ones, and there are some variations, but they're all super good for mine. Like this one's a lighter detent, but my other two are super strong. This one's super strong. My frame lock's super strong, but I love it though. Mostly people saying XHP. Nope, we got Famous says Band Famous says LMAX. CPM says LMAX. Chicago says LMAX. Man, I like them both. I'll say this: LMAX is going to get you better edge retention. You're going to get better edge retention out of it. So if it's purely about how long the edge is going to last, LMAX is going to last longer. Ease of sharpening is going to be CTS XHP. So LMAX is going to be more difficult for most people to sharpen. Custom EDC knives. Thank you, man. Thank you guys so much for all these donations. Custom EDC, thank you for the 5 bones. Hey, Jarrett, how's edge retention on a Rockstead ZDP 189? Did I already read this? I already read this. Yeah, I already read this. Did I just mess up? Did I go backwards? Well, thank you for the donation. I think I already answered the question. Sorry you had to pay for it. Man, I'm all backed up. All right, I gotta catch up. Got another one. John Doe with the 5 bones. Thank you, brother. Have you ever polished a knife to a mirror finish? Something similar to a Rockstead Higo? If so, what was the process like? Yeah, I do it all the time. I go from about 200 micron, and then I progress my way to 2 micron, and then I strop on 1 micron and 1/4 micron. So get it down. Like when I come off the stone, my stone, it's already a mirror polish at 2 micron. That's like 5,000 grit. So what is it? 2,000 grit is when you start getting to mirror, or that's when you're at mirror basically. And then everything from there is just more mirror, more mirror, more mirror. 5,000 grit is very mirror. Now I like a little bit of scratch, like to where it's mirror, but if you really look at it, you can see grip pattern, because you want that bite. You don't want usually to sharpen that out you want a little tiny bit of bite in there. And what it does is it makes micro serrations. It's hard to see without like really looking at it. Like even this has, I mean, mirror edges are very hard to get on camera, especially live, but it's a mirror edge. Maybe I can go like this. It's hard to do everything backwards. Come on. It's not going to look that good in the live, but you can watch my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, I should do all kinds of videos on mirror edges. Tri-State average HRC of diamond is 1,600 HRC. That's crazy. I did not know that. That's nuts. Does anyone know if they make an aftermarket pocket clip for an F5.5? Loving the knife, but the build of the clip, I can't answer this. I don't have one. So I'm sure somebody in the chat can answer this. I'm definitely not a fan of the clip. Got my Kaiser Feist denim tie or denim micarta tie 20 CV today. Only took a month and a half in shipping. Damn, son. Knife Monitor says Richie. Oh, wait, I already read this, man. I am like, my thing must have scrolled back up. Gary, what kind of edge retention does Van Eyck Super Clean have? Excuse me. So I've only personally had a couple of the Van Eyck, so it's hard to compare it to stuff when you only have two, but I'd say it's similar to Elmax. If I was gonna put it in a box, I'd put it in an Elmax box. And then here's all the answers that we got that I was backed up on. I think more people are saying Elmax. Thank you so much, man. John Doe, thank you for 5 bones, man. Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you so much, man. I love the info. Keep on keeping on. Thank you, man. Thank you. You can always get one made. That's true. You could always get a clip made if that's what you're talking about. I say we put XHP through the pull through and see what happens. I think not. I got a different knife. We'll do that too. I'll definitely put it through. I'll 100% get a mirror polished edge on a very low angle when I do it. So it'll definitely be worth it to you guys to watch that video. For whole blade, get some wet or dry sandpaper. We use black ice. Oh, you're talking about polishing a blade. So I thought he was talking about polishing an edge. Are we talking about polishing a blade or an edge? But yes, they are definitely the ones to ask or watch videos on when it comes to polishing a blade. And then up to about 5,000 grit then buff. Let me just read it out loud for everybody who's not watching and just listening. For a whole blade, get some wet or dry sandpaper. We use a black ice by Norton. That is definitely some good sandpaper. Start around 320 grit and work your way up, making sure to remove each grit. Work your way up to about 5,000 grit, then buff. Also, another quick tip is with each grit, change direction in your scratch pattern. That can help you make sure that you got all the scratches out. My mom says, I want to say goodnight, Jared. I enjoyed the show and I am very happy you enjoy what you do and want to say goodnight. All right, Mom. I love you too. And sweet dreams and good night. Thank you for joining, Mom. Chicago. Thank you for the 99 cents, man. Chicago's live tonight. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Lots of donations tonight. All right. I'm all caught up. Holy cow. I am caught up. All right. So I want to talk about recurves really quick. We won't speak on this too long, but recurves. So I think a lot of people fear getting recurve blades because the thought of sharpening it, right? I want to say two things. One, if you don't sharpen your knives anyways, then you shouldn't fear it because you'll get benefits out of it that the person who's going to sharpen it anyways is going to have to deal with it, not you. So it's not a big deal to get it if you don't sharpen anyways. Now, if you can sharpen, then sharpening a recurve is not hard at all. And it's very easy to get the tools or the stones, the whatever to sharpen it. So I think we've really put a stigma on recurves that I don't think it deserves. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand it is a little bit more bullshit because it is different stones and most people don't have round stones or whatever, but they're you can get affordable stones for it, or you can just use a rod. Like, it's so easy to do. But there is some blades that have massive benefits to, let me just grab one. I have this one right here. Terrence with another 5 ounce. Thank you, man. Holy cow. You guys are full of super chats tonight. Thank you, man. So, look at this recurve. I know you guys are looking like, holy shit, that thing looks like a claw. And it is. But the beauty of this is that if I'm going to do a long cut, like say if I'm holding some cardboard and I'm going to go down the cardboard, right? Now with some blade shapes, my blade would just slip out, right? And I would have trouble getting to the extended part of my arm, to reach the end of the cut without it slipping out. With a blade shape like this, there's no worries. You literally just stay in the path you would without even trying to keep the blade in. The blade will automatically hook itself in, and you can go all the way down. And at the last end, when you have no more arm left, you can literally just use your wrist and go like that, and it'll finish the cut because the blade keeps itself in the cut. And a lot of people don't ever experience the benefits of a recurve like this because they never use it. So they don't even know the benefits. Like even this little part, opening things up, this thing's like a claw. Like I can open up a box so easily. Even if I go around the back side like this, where I'm going to cut towards myself to cut a box open, this little tip hooks right in, cuts the tape. Now, if I need to do a sideways cut, wham, it's like a claw. Then breaking down cardboard, like I said, the blade stays in the cut. It never comes out until I'm ready for it to cut, or until it's done with the cut, really. But yeah, it's crazy how many benefits there are to certain recurves. Not all. There are some that it's like, why? Like, I'll show you guys one right now. Which I'm not knocking this knife. It's a good knife, and it'd probably work out for hunting, but the recurve is so small on this. There's no benefits to this. This is a blade that would definitely pull out of a long cut where this one would stay in. But this would be really good for certain things, food prep, skinning, things like that. But there's a little tiny bit of recurve right there that there's no benefits to it. Something like this, lots of benefits. I see lefties in here. Lefty would be able to cut out all kinds of what does he cut out? Tags or whatever. So easy because this thing's it's like a claw. But this recurve is what people will be scared of sharpening. But when I sharpen something like this, I'm going to use either a thin stone or a round stone, and it'll be very easy. I seen Lefty was in here. Where'd he go? There he is. Come on. Saying hi to everybody but me. Doesn't even say hi to me. Doesn't even acknowledge me. Shipping labels. That's what it was. Thank you. Shipping labels. What an idiot. I hear him say it all the time, and I fuck that all up. All right. CMB knives. Let's talk about them. So, CMB knives. We're going to quickly talk about these guys. I do have a video coming up of one of their budget knives. That's a flipper and a front flipper. Now, this is one of the premium models. They do OEM work, so that's one thing. They are an OEM company and they do their own knives. This is done extremely, extremely well. There's a lot of great things. I know it's hard to see right now because my shirt's black. Maybe I should take it off, but it's very black, carbon fiber, titanium, S35VN, black on black on black, all murdered out, y'all. It's got a nice swedge on the top, very spearish. Access to lock bars, really, really good. It is very smooth on the drop, like very smooth. The detent is really nice. Now, when I first got it, I didn't realize how good the detent was. You guys ever had a knife where you first get it and it doesn't impress you as much as after having it for a few days? Maybe the detent just broke in, because that does happen. Maybe it just broke in a little bit, and now the detent is very impressive to me. I notice how it almost feels light, but you can't fail it though. So it's like that kind of weirdness where you don't expect it to hammer out as hard as it does when you flip it. Let me see if I can fail it. Ooh, it wanted to go. And I haven't oiled this thing, so I bet you if I oiled it, yeah, this thing, it's good. Now, the reverse flick on it, it's good, but it's tight. Now, that's one thing I don't like. Let me get my skin in it. Don't put a hole if it's not going to be easy to access. Don't get me wrong. I can get it just fine. Even with the left hand, I can get it. But it's not as satisfying as I'd like it to be if it was up just a little bit more. Now, other people might disagree with that. It might be just me. Because it's fine, really. It is. I can easily reverse flick it. It's comfortable in the hand. Cuts really good. Great knife. But I can't help but, and this is just a stigma because I've only had a couple other knives, with kind of putting them on the back burner right now, just because I need to handle more of their knives before I give them as much credit as they might deserve. And I know I probably shouldn't do that, but I am. It just is what it is. I guess I'm so used to companies doing good things and then shitting the bed the next that I don't want to give them credit so much until I see more and more and more and more stuff of theirs. But solid knife, though, this one. Now, that budget knife, it's good. I could grab it, but I got to do a video on it. It's good, but I have a couple complaints. And it's not necessarily about the build quality or anything like that. Stasa's in the house. What's up, Stasa? You guys better be subscribed to Stasa. Remember the last live I said to make sure you check and make sure you guys are subbed to Stasa. And if you're not, make sure you click the subscribe button. And we got a donation from Ken. Thank you, brother. 5 bones. Such a good lives. Got to send them bones. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Maurice is going to DC. What the hell? He's back in time. Maurice. There's Bama. Where the hell's he been? Cracker ass cracker. What's up, Bama? Cracker, brother. I gotta scroll down. I'm subscribed to Neevesknives. Yes, you're supposed to be subscribed to Neevesknives. Definitely subscribe to Neevesknives. Damn. Todd with the 5 bones. Sorry I'm late. Would you mind very much to please start over? All right, guys, we got to start this all over from the beginning. Oh, wait. Todd, you can always rewind. Holy shit. Thank you for the 5 bones, Todd. I appreciate it. Bama Gamma. J Unit. Spydercos are a bit like Porsche to me. And hey, you better not say nothing bad about Porsche. Lots of people love them, and I'm sure they're amazing. I just don't love them because I just don't love them. But what Spyderco would you recommend? Sub 120. There's not too much sub 120. But I would recommend a Mannix lightweight. I think they might be like right around 120 now. They used to be like 90, 80, 90 bucks, but that's what I would recommend. The lightweight Mannix. It's very lightweight and very tough. Maurice, thank you for the 1 bone. 1 bone. That's all you're getting. 1 bone. Hey, 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 my dream car is a 2019 GT. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally clicked myself all the way out. What an idiot. Hopefully everybody's still with us. Rest in peace. What an idiot. All right, let's get to the next one. Blade Show, Atlanta. So I already got everything set up for Atlanta. Thanks to Q Ball helping me out. Got the plane flight. We already got a place. So hopefully we will see you guys Blade Show in Atlanta. It's the biggest one in the world every year in Atlanta, and hopefully, I'm sure Bama Knife Guy's going. Can't wait to meet up with him and everybody else. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time. I'm going to try to get T-shirts and all kinds of stuff made so I can sling shit to you guys. You know. Just fucking with you guys, but no, I am going to try to get some T-shirts. I am talking to a company right now, but no, it's going to be a great time, and I can't wait to go. I've never been to a Blade show, and I'm like really excited about this. Like very, very excited. It's going to be an amazing, amazing time. I hope so, Maurice. I hope so. I'm trying to get some made now. I'm going to try to get some to actually bring to Blade show, but I'm mostly getting them for the channel so that I can sling them. So I can sling me some shirts. People, I've been saying it for a long time, so it's just about time I get some out there. The new Gracioso. Let's talk about the new Gracioso. Gracioso. The new Gracioso is holy cow good. It is really good. Now, there is the budget version, right? And this is another recurve. So, like we were talking about recurves, there are some benefits. This one is a pretty good one. Now, it doesn't have the same benefits like this one with the claw, because this one's more in the front, so it's more of a hook, but this one still has a decent amount of curve, so you're still getting the benefits out of the curve. What sucks is when the curve is so little that it sucks to sharpen, but there's no benefits. This one still gives you the benefits. Now look at how smooth this thing is. A straight guillotine. Detent is super solid. You got to be careful with this thing. I mean, this thing is scary drop shutty. Detent is perfection. Very solid. Before I got this one, knowing this one, I wasn't too excited about the frame lock version. You know, I like it because I do like this one, but to me, it was like, nah, I got the liner lock version. How much better can the frame lock version be? Holy cow. This thing, it's really good. Walt with the $4.99, checking in from quarantine, just about out of the woods and back to work on Saturday. Good luck and good for you. Get back to work, man. What are you doing? Get your ass out of quarantine and get your ass back to work. Thank you for the donation, and I do hope you feel better, man. You won't have to wear a mask. The mandate is ending. Yeah, about fucking time. Should have ended 2 years ago. I know one guy that didn't participate. With all you dummies. June. Blade show's in June. What is the dates, Q Ball? I forget already, man. I always forget. I got a plane flight and I already forget the dates. Dirty one. A lot of amazing budget knives out there. Better than their more expensive counterparts in most instances. In many cases, yes, I agree. A lot of times, yeah, June 3rd through the 5th. I'll be there from June 2nd to the 6th. But yeah, budget knives in many cases can be better than the more expensive, but in many cases, the more expensive is better than the budget. It just depends. It does depend. Sometimes I don't even care about the premium one because I have the budget one, and the budget one's so good it doesn't really matter. But there are cases where I'm like, wanting the high-end version because the budget version's so good. So it's like, damn it, give me a high-end version. We will definitely have to hang out in Atlanta. Stas is going. Hell yeah. I will see you there, man. We got me and Cue Ball and a few others are renting a house. So party time. No, I'm just joking. So that'll be fun. I think there's I forget how many of us are in the house, like 6 or something. Knife Modder says, I'm trying to find the address so we can book a hotel nearby tonight. Anyone know the address? Cue Ball knows the address. Cue Ball, can you let her know the address, please? Super chat. Terrence Williams with another 10 bones. Thank you, man. Holy cow, Terrence. Thank you so much. Holy shit, man. You guys are on fire tonight. Fire. Are tickets still available for Blade Show? I really want to go. Only problem, I have no one to go with. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. There's going to be plenty of people to go with. Maurice with the 1 bone. Precision with the 5 bones. Holy cow. 5 + 1 is 6 bones. The dog bowl is full tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Yes, knives will be cool, but meeting everyone, priceless. 8 of us. Yeah, but it's it's a 6 bedroom though. Or wait, it sleeps 8. But I thought it was what is it? Yeah, 8 of us all together, 6 people, 2 couples, right? That's how it goes. So, but yeah, 8 of us. Sleeps 8. I guess I was thinking wasn't thinking about the ladies, I'm just joking. I found it. Nice. Yeah, I hope you guys show up, man. It would suck to have everybody there and then you guys don't show up. I know, I'm so excited, man. I've never. Is 8 enough? No. Too bad there's not 10. It's a big place, so it's gonna be nice. But yeah, I've never been, so I'm really excited about going. I can't wait to meet everybody. I think it's gonna be an amazing time. We're gonna fly in a day early because we want to make sure we're all settled in before the show, and then we're leaving the day after it shuts down. We're going to a bunch of shows this year. Yeah, lucky fucks. Don't rub it in, all right? Just don't rub it in. You guys have already been to a show. I've never been, so. I heard Atlanta is a really clean city. Did you? I heard that it's 60% women and only 40% male. Sounds like it might be a good time for some of you guys. We will be there and have a sweet setup right out of Atlanta in the mountains. I'm going to spend the whole week there, John says. Yeah, buddy. Texas has more exhibitors than West had last year. We're going to be broke afterwards. Everybody's going to be broke afterwards, but we're going to have some badass knives, though. We'll have the pick of the litter, right? Pick of the litter. And if you really wanted to, think about it. If you really wanted to be a dick, you could buy some of those knives that nobody else can get and then sell them with a 10% profit. Just saying. I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do. It's so hard for me to sell knives, man. I got a problem, guys. I got a fucking problem. I literally could have a knife and say, I'm gonna sell this knife. I could even have an offer. And I'll justify it somehow why I need it. Like, well, what if I'm near the beach and I run across a vine and I need that blade shape. I will justify every fucking knife in my collection right now. With something in my brain. My brain will literally go to the most extreme of why I can't get rid of it. But No, man, I can't wait to go and buy all the badass knives. J Unit, you need to do some vlog time videos as dummies who can't make need to see what we are missing. I am definitely going to record. I'm probably going to do 1 day of recording and then the rest just hang out and kick it. I don't want to ruin the time with everybody and all my friends and, you know, hanging out and everything recording, but I also don't want to miss out on recording, you know, because I think that one, it'll be great content for YouTube. I've never done one before. Everybody else has. I haven't. So it's something that I'm looking forward to putting up on YouTube, but I'm also looking forward to all the good times with everybody. So, you know, I want to make sure I do both very well. I haven't planned out exactly how I'm going to do that, but I'll figure it out. Bro, I have 5 or 6 knives I need to sell, but every time I go to put it up, I find a reason not to. But I think I'm gonna need to so I can pay for this trip. Right? That I definitely have to sell. I keep talking about it. I'm going to do a knife collection video, and then I'm going to sell my knives. I'm going to sell them to the Patreon members first. Whatever the Patreon members don't buy, I will sell to the members in the, because I got a join member thing starting tomorrow. But no, I'll open it up to the public if the Patreons don't want it. And then yeah. But I'm definitely going to use the money to reinvest into more knives for the channel. Where the hell is it? I see a donation, but I don't see it on this side. Oh, wait, maybe I'm okay. Never mind. I don't see a donation. I'm just late right there. That's to logical. Logical, as long as it's put away in your suitcase. We wrapped ours in a t-shirt and duct tape, and they were fine coming back from USN. Do a half-hour stream in the pit with everyone there. That seems like a fair compromise. Well, I'll probably do something like that, but what I'm thinking about is filming the boots. I want to walk around and get the new knives for the year and stuff like that. Like that's the good content for YouTube. I would love the content with the people, but that's not what YouTube's going to care about. So I'm going to try to get the knife content. But I will definitely record like some friends stuff because I want that. Strap a GoPro on your chest. I don't have a GoPro, but I might get one just for this reason. I do have my camera now. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll figure something out. Jet flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling, and dealing, son of a gun. Woo! Talking about knives and sending them back. I never thought of that. I'll just ship them. I'm gonna bring a suitcase under the plane, so I'll just, you know, put them in there, whatever I get. But I'll have my knife collection, so I got to figure out how I'm going to transport that there and back. Now, I'm not going to bring the entire collection, obviously, but I'm gonna bring some goodies. It's hard. Isn't that kind of tough, right? It's like kind of like telling one of your kids, like, listen, you can't go on this trip with me, right? That's basically what it's gonna be like when I'm picking the knives I'm gonna bring. Because I'm probably gonna buy one of those. Man, how am I gonna do this? I'm probably gonna have to check 2 bags. I only paid for 1 right now, but I'm probably gonna have to check 2 when I get there. I'm not sure how I'll do that. Or maybe I'll just mail it there or something. I don't want nothing to happen, but I got to figure out a way. I'm trying to figure out why I buy certain knives. I think we all justify them some way, but hey, it's a collect. I don't think there's anything wrong with buying knives as a collector, as to buy, sell, trade. I think it's a healthy hobby and habit, or whatever you want to call it, disease, because It's fun. It's something you're into. Like some people are into basketball cards. Some people are into baseball cards. Some people are into, you know, I don't know. What are people into? You know, matchbox cars and shit. You know, we're just into knives. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I justify it because I need it. I don't think I will go this year, but 1 year I plan on going, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You're going. You're fucking going. I'm only going to bring a couple of knives. My collection is kind of lame anyway. Yeah, I don't think that's true, but you know, I think we're gonna want to check out each other's collections, and that's how I'm justifying gonna bring probably about 80 knives. Because I know there's things in my collection that people might not have ever gotten to try, even though the one weird thing is that all the knife companies are going to be there. So most likely any knife I show you, you're going to be able to try at the show anyways, but are you going to be able to try one as broken in as mine? Probably not, right? Like my Spartan Harsey. My Spartan Harsey is like super smooth, right? The Spartan Harseys you try there are going to be brand new, not super smooth, not like this. So you get to try one, what it's like after owning it. This is what it gets like. Kind of like my Sabanza. That's what I was carrying today. That's what I got in my pocket today, right now. My 21. Such a good fucking knife. I already chipped it though. I got a microchip in it. I just sharpened the damn thing. But yeah, man, this thing is so smooth. Like, this is what people talk about when they say Sabanza smooth. But when you get a new one in hand, you can't really understand what it means until you feel one like this. Because this thing is just like butter. I know it's not like fall shutty when I go like this, but watch this. I could slap it shut for sure. But watch this drop. Wham. And then when I lower it with my thumb, it's so frictionless. Why did Superman go into a phone booth when you can see in it? That's a good question, Maurice. That's a good question. Same thing, and I understand why people call this the kind of like Spyderco's answer to the Sabanza, because it kind of reminds me of it. The same type of smoothness. Now, this one is a little smoother though. But same thing, just redonkulously smooth. I love it though. I love it. It's like we were talking about the other week when we were talking about being more involved with your knives. This is one of those knives where you get to feel every part of the action. And that's the beauty of it. It's just so smooth. I love this knife so much. I'm just going to bring enough for a rotation. I don't have anything everybody hasn't seen a dozen times. Well, you never know. I'll tell you this. I met up with Ryan from Spirited Whiskey or Spirited Blades, and he is a custom knife buyer. That's his whole collection. He has one Spyderco. The rest is all custom knives, high-end custom knives. But since he doesn't get to try the budget knives, there were so many knives he wanted to try. So many. Because he hears about them, but he doesn't buy them. So what he was excited about when we met up was getting to try the budget knives. Because, and you want to talk about surprise? He was super surprised of how good, because it had been so long since he really tried good quality budget knives. So as a custom knife buyer, his perception of budget knives was like probably Gerber's and Kershaw's. So letting him try some of the really good budget knives, he loved them, man. He's like, holy cow, these things are good. Like, it's surprising sometimes to some of the high-end knife buyers when they feel something and you're like, yeah, that's $75. And they're looking at their hand thinking, this is $1,200. You know, like when you're looking at the two, like, holy shit. But what they're paying for is the story, the person that makes it, the hand qualities, you know, like they're paying for something else. They're not just paying for the knife. If they were paying for the knife, they wouldn't be paying that much. They're paying for a lot more. Logical, good night, bud. I see Knife Mounters just said good night to you. So good night, brother. I look at the squirrel in my head. I have my eyes on one of them. That bitch has a nice ass. Hi, Jared. Any chance selling your TS 265? Yeah, fuck yeah. I'll sell my 265. Which one's my 265? Oh, the fixed blade. The fixed blade. Yeah, I'd sell it. Just hit me up on Instagram. I'll sell it to you. I gotta start getting rid of knives, man. I'm gonna do a knife sale anyways, so might as well. But yeah, just hit me up on Instagram. What's up, John? I will be driving and riding dirty. Trying to catch me riding dirty. Nice pew pews and DM some. I feel you. I'm gonna be flying, so I'm debating on whether or not I should put my knives under the plane, but that's a tough one to convince yourself to do. Did you talk about the Kaiser Begleiter XL at White Mountain Knives? No, I was trying to keep it a surprise, Todd. But you guys probably already know because I seen actually in whatchamacallit's live. I think it was yesterday. He was talking about the new Begleiter button lock XL. You guys know the Begleiter. Let me get one. I got the large one over there, but you know, the Kaiser Begleiter. Well, there's the Micarta XL version button lock. They dropped at White Mountain Knives, and you can use the discount code Neevesknives. Save yourself 10% off. Yes, Tri-State. Tri-State was the one. He was showing it off in his live. Well, I got mine on the way. How about you guys? They're probably sold out by now. I'm not sure. I got recommended the Elite Mountain Knives video. I don't know who that is. They're already sold out. I luckily Todd hit me up and let me know that they were there so I could hurry up and get one. Paid that extra so I could get it quick. 4-inch blade button lock. Yes, sir. That's how far I drive when I roll to Orlando for work. I hate flying and not having knives. I hate flying too, but I can't fucking pay an Uber to drive me the whole way. And the DMVs in Illinois just opened back up and are months backed up for me to get an appointment. So it is what it is. But I did get the insurance, so if something happens, I can get a refund. I got an XL on the way, but White Mountain Knives also has a regular size one coming too. Button lock version? I did not know that, Poncho. Huh. Did not know that. Jim finally scored the G10 Cogent. Nice. Good knife. Good knife. What's really the difference between S35 and S45? I was reading and still don't understand. Not too much, but a little bit better edge retention. In my opinion, S45 sharpens up a little bit better, not meaning ease of sharpening, but the type of edge it takes. I think S45 does take a little bit better edge, a little bit finer edge, especially with a higher grit or lower micron. I think it does a little bit better at lower angles as well. But not really too much, to be honest. That's the only thing I noticed really different was the type of edge it took. S45 just took a little bit better edge. Most people probably won't notice a difference, aside from when you polish an edge. My Sharp by Design Mini Tempest was intercepted, signed for, and stolen. Sucks ass. Damn. Signed for? That's crazy. Damn. I drink my piss, sit on my wrist, and voted for Mussolini? Maurice. What are you doing voting for Mussolini? How do you know that you need a second knife? I got a Caribbean and love it. Hard to justify another 200 plus. Well, I carry two knives on me always, so I carry my smaller, like a 3-inch in my EDC organizer, and then I carry a full size in my pocket. So I use my small one for like the smaller stuff, just detailing stuff, like just a little BS. But I use my big one like for cutting the straps at work, breaking down the cardboard where I need more better ergos. Like when I'm breaking down thick cardboard and I gotta do a lot of it, I want something with a full grip because I want to be able to really get leverage behind my cuts. If it's something smaller, I'm not getting leverage. Yeah, I could do one or two just fine. But when I have a full size knife, especially with good geometry, it's a lot more comfortable. I can do it faster. It's safer, lots of things like that. Now, and then also I like having two because sometimes I wreck my edge during the day, and I like having my backup so that I can have a nice keen edge for when I'm doing certain things. Now, I don't always need both of them. Sometimes I only use one during the day, but just like anything, since I do sometimes need them both, I have them both. And since sometimes during the day I'll need something a little bit smaller and finer for detailing, then I have it. And I have the bigger one for bigger stuff. If I only need one, that's fine, but at least I have them both. Steel Forged in Fire. Shout out to him. Go and follow his channel. Hello, chat. How is everyone? How are you? I carry a Caribbean every day, have other knives, and still I wonder why I have all the others. Knife is the shit. I've never tried one of those. That is one Spyderco I've never tried. But I'll say this, man, just like this knife, I could carry this knife every day. This is a knife I love. Now, the one downfall to me is I wish it didn't have so much. Well, don't get me wrong. I love the knife, the blade shape, and everything, but I can use the tip just fine. It works. It does work. But I love a knife with a lower tip, usually like this, where the tip is down, where when I'm going to open something up or use the tip, it's right there. And I have a lot of leverage in my cut. This one works, but I do lose a little leverage because I have a little bit of leverage because I have to lift up a little bit higher, but it still works. It's still a drop point. Technically, I know it's called the buoy, but it's a straight clip point. So it still works. Straight clip, drop point, whatever you want to call it. Late to the party and just watched your Tucson video. I have been waiting on 5 Tucson knives since December 14th. I'm about to file a claim. That's what I had to do with PayPal. I got the TS301 already, which I ordered after. Yeah, so what happened with mine, they got stopped in customs or something. They got stopped and they just stopped, so they never moved after that. So Tucson had to send me more. All right, let's go to story time. So after tomorrow, you guys, oh wait, the book didn't work. We have a thing. We're trying to do the little stickers for the members tomorrow. One of the stickers is going to be a book for story time, but it's not like uploading for some reason. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So let's go to story time really quick. I have a quick story we're going to tell. I didn't get to all the. Oh man, I really wanted to talk about this subject. Damn it. We'll just talk about it next time, or maybe we'll get to it at the end. So this story technically is not my story, but it's my mother's, and it's a story about my dad and his best friend when she like first met him, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I think this is kind of a funny story though. So I don't know if they had probably been dating for a little bit, and my mom and my dad were going to a cabin, right? And with my dad's best friend and his girl. So the couple going to a cabin out in the sticks somewhere, camping, right? In a cabin. Well, my mom, my dad was crazy as fuck. So my mom was really naive and very green, I guess you could say. So she knew how my dad was, but like there was like things she didn't know about my dad. Like the day she met him, when she first met him, she didn't know he like just got out of jail and shit like that. But anyway, so my dad and her go out to this cabin and with the friend. Well, the friend is my dad's best friend, like best friend forever type thing, you know, and family to me. I consider him family. I've definitely told stories with the guy in it, but I just never mentioned like who it was. Anyways, so in the morning, or no, at night, I guess the radio, they were trying to get the signal. My dad's friend was trying to get a signal and could not get a signal in the on the radio. And he's like fighting to get a signal, fighting to get a signal, and the fucking radio just won't give a signal. Well, I guess he flips out and grabs it and fucking pulls out his gun and fucking starts shooting the fucking thing. Starts shooting the radio and scares the shit out of my mom. My mom's terrified now. Like, she don't know what the fuck to do. Like, there's this crazy lunatic pulling a gun out on a radio that's pissing him off. So, you know, the guy's got to be out of his mind, right? Who does that? Who gets so angry that they shoot the radio that they could just shut off, right? What kind of human being does something like that? A lunatic, right? So now my mom thinks she's in the presence of an absolute lunatic. Well, my dad knows that like he freaked her out. So my dad like wants to pay him back kind of, you know, because you know, he scared his girl, right? And it's his best friend, so he's like, "All right, fucker, I'll get you back in the morning," you know. So to pay him back, my dad gets up real early, and gets a whole bucket, like a big ass container of ice and water. And they're in one of those beds that fold up. Like, I think it might have been one of those wall beds. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it might have been one of the wall beds or maybe just like a spring mattress that folds up like that. But he walks in all quiet, like, and fucking dumps the whole bucket of ice water and ice on them, on the other couple, his best friend and his girl, while they're sleeping, dunks them, and then hits the thing on the bed and folds them up in it. So now they're stuck freezing cold in ice water first thing in the morning, probably hungover. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't even born yet. But no, I thought that was a hilarious story. And you know, kind of it was, like I said, it's not my story, it's my mom's story, but you know, hearing a story like that, it's like, yeah, that sounds like my dad and his friend. Um, Richard with the 5 bones. I about missed the whole thing. I have to get it together. Yes, you do, man. I even put up a thing so everybody would see what time it started. I've never done that. I've never done that for a live, and I finally did it. And I did it just for Richard, and Richard still shows up late. I even did an Instagram post and told everybody. But thank you for the donation, man. I do appreciate it very much. Thank you for the 5 bones. Did the guy shoot his way? That would have been hilarious. I wish I could have told that part of the story, but no, I don't think he probably wasn't like in the bed with him. It was probably next to him or something on the bedstand or something. I was on a Tinder date, so I have an excuse for missing it. Ooh, that's a good excuse. All right, you're safe. You're safe because that's a damn good excuse. Had to work. That's another good excuse. If you got to work, then that's about the best excuse you can have. There's only one other excuse that's better than that, and it's really close. So, and I'm sure you guys can think of what that is. But definitely work though. You always got to work. Got to get your ass to work. Fifth dimension rules. And Maurice's only excuse is the other dimension. Me too, Maurice. Ask Cole about them. Great excuses. Well, nobody. Wait, there's only 2 excuses. Only 2. Maurice has got the fifth dimension, but that one doesn't count. So technically 3 counting Maurice, but everybody else only has 2. And that's not one of them. Unless if somebody's with you, that would be the second one, right? That'd be the second one. Taking care of your mama. But yeah, I should have wrote down another story, since I didn't realize how fast that one was gonna be. But I'm trying to think, man. There was another one I was thinking of earlier that I was gonna tell. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. But the old man, though, he was always doing crazy shit like that my whole life. Weird, crazy, crazy things. Like there's so many stories. Like I'm sure I've told a lot of them, but you guys can imagine. I just can't escape your feet for some reason. Haha. What's the worst date you've ever been on, Jared? I don't think I've ever been on like bad dates. I don't think I've ever really been on like bad dates. Like I've had bad things happen on. Maybe I guess that counts like bad things happening on dates. I told this story about when this. I don't think this was a date, but like I was with a girl, right? I was with a girlfriend. This was way before I met Kara. I've told this story though before, and I was at the car wash, and I was in the back of it cleaning out with the vacuum, cleaning out the car from like trash and stuff. And I was with the girl, and I wouldn't consider this a date, but this homeless guy starts walking up, and I forget, he has like a leather coat or some shoes or something like that, and he's trying to sell it to me. But I stop him like before he gets to her, right? Like I kind of walk up to him because I see what he's doing. I see he's like beelining right towards me. So I know he's coming up to try to slow some shit. I said, no, I'm all good, man. No, thank you. I said, but don't walk up to her. Leave her alone, right? Because he's scary looking. He's a big fucking scary looking dude. So I just tell him like, hey, leave her alone. No, I don't want nothing. Just obviously keep walking down the alley, but don't walk up to her. And he fucking and I go to the garbage, throw my stuff away, turn around, he's fucking beelining right towards her. Like I just fucking told you to leave her alone, man. Don't walk up to her. So I fucking walk up to him, and now I'm mad because I just told you not to do that. And that's what I tell him. I said, dude, I just fucking told you don't walk up to her. Like, don't go scare the shit out of my fucking girlfriend. I'll slap the fuck out of you. And he starts getting all crazy, and I fucking slap the shit out of him. And I kind of feel bad now because I know he's just some homeless guy. But the point is, though, I mean, he was a big, scary looking dude, and you know, threatening and being like crazy as shit. So, and he probably had a mental health condition. That's why I said I feel bad now. But the point is that at the time, it was a threatening situation, like he's approaching us and getting in our space. So when he starts getting all violent, getting all big, I hit him. And the guy from the thing, from the car wash comes out freaking out about calling the cops. I said, call the fucking cops. I don't care. Call the fucking cops and get these motherfuckers out of here. Why do you have these people walking around your car wash harassing people? Well, like I'm obviously paying to be here. Like I'm here using this facility. This guy is here slanging leather coats and shoes that he probably got from the garbage. And I feel bad for the guy. Trust me, I do. Like it just is what it is. But regardless of how bad I feel, when you're in a position, there's nothing, like that. What can you do? Like I said, I was in protective mode because I didn't want him to go to her because I knew she would get scared. All right. And she was. When he starts walking up to her, you could see the fear in her eyes. Like she don't know what to do. This guy's scary as shit and big as hell. And he's walking up to her. You can't even understand him. Like literally, if you guys seen it, you guys would understand. He looks all fucked up, and it scared the shit out of her. And that's why I stopped him, because it's like that's my time where it's like now I've got to be protective because I don't want him scaring her. So I did. And then he starts getting all crazy and threatening and trying to get big and bad. And so I just fucking hit him a couple times and then almost got in trouble. Well, not in trouble, but then the guy who worked there or whatever came out. The story about my dad shooting the shotgun. Oh man, which time? There's been so many, I can't remember which one. There's been so many. I mean, my dad shotguns all the time, like every day. Well, maybe not every day, but all the time, all the damn time. So, oh, you're talking about on the balcony. On the balcony. Yeah, that was hilarious. There was a party going on the balcony, and 3 doors down, the daughters of the guy who lived there, the couple that lived there, their daughter was having a party. So there was like every gangbanger in the hood there, like literally. And there's a balcony that goes around the building, and we're on the 2nd floor, and it's crazy. So my dad in his whitey tighties grabs his shotgun and goes outside and just lets off 3 rounds. Just bow, bow, bow. And says, if one more motherfucker wakes me up, I'm killing you motherfuckers. And everybody starts jumping off the balcony. There's a house next to the apartment building. They're jumping off of the balcony onto the roof of the house. They're hitting trees, and because there's like 3 trees next to the balcony on one side, like pine trees, like only 3 of them in between the house and the building. They're catching that and sliding down. It was crazy. But yeah, I'm sure some of them got some broken ankles because they were jumping fast, so fast. But what was really funny is when he used to take a bow and arrow, and he would duct tape dynamite to the arrows. So you take literally 3/4 to full sticks of dynamite, sometimes half sticks, sometimes quarter sticks, he did it a bunch of times, and he duct tape it to the arrow. My dad was a professional archer. Like, he won competitions, lots of them. Like, I used to be in leagues too when I was younger, but he was on another level of good. He was so good that he switched hands. He went from right-handed shooter to a left-handed shooter. And he would literally shoot while I was in the living room watching cartoons or something as a kid. So arrows would be going past me because he would be in the living room or the kitchen, and his target would be in the kitchen. So the living room and kitchen are like this. He'd be on one end, his target would be on the other end, and he would shoot it across the apartment. So if I'm sitting there on the couch watching TV, arrows would be going past into the target. But anyways, so we were on the balcony, that same balcony, and he duct taped the dynamite, and across the street was a basketball court, and everybody would be on the basketball court in the summer. In the summer, it'd be just packed, like 50, 60, 100 people all over that area. It was like a project. So it was like 10 apartment buildings in a row, and then a couple across the street, and then a basketball court. So the basketball court was a clear sight from our balcony. Our balcony is just right there, straight across. And he would duct tape the dynamite to the arrow, and we'd be on the balcony, and he'd pull it back, and he'd be sitting there like this, and he'd go, light it, boy. Light it. He'd hand me a lighter right before, and I'd light the dynamite, and he'd, let it. And once it got to a certain point, and it would go up in the air, and they would wind up blowing up like 50, 60 feet above their heads. Ba-boo! And all of them would just hit the ground. Bam! They'd hit the ground and just scatter. You'd watch the entire basketball court covered in people. Covered. It'd be a ghost town for about an hour. Then the cops would roll by. And this only happened once where the cops actually came. But the cops came one time. And he's just sitting there on the balcony. And they pull up. They pull up and look right at him. And he'd give him some description, like, oh, it was so and so guys in a in a 86 Cutlass. They went that way, and they just drive off going that way. But yeah, it was pretty crazy though. Hilarious though. And we had a shop across the street that a lot of my family would be at. So when they would hear the kaboom, they already knew like that he was fucking doing shit. So Like you'd see them, their heads, like as soon as the explosion went, their heads would just be like this, looking over at us because they already knew who it was. No, he's launching an arrow from across the street over to a basketball court up into the air. So when it's coming back down, right, it's launched from over here. It goes up in the air, and as it's coming back down, you know, it's not going up, it's coming down now to the basketball court. It would blow up like 50 to 60 feet above the basketball court. That's what I'm saying. Not that's where he launched it from. I'm saying that's where it was coming back down from. He was so good with a bow and arrow, like I can't even describe. Like I said, he had trophies for how good he was. I was in leagues too when I was young, but I never got to elite levels like him. Yeah, like I said, the pressure would make people drop. You literally watch everybody on the basketball court hit the ground and then they just run because they were used to being shot at and shit. So who knows what they thought it was? They probably thought, you know, some type of bomb, I'm sure, but they weren't sticking around to find out for damn sure. For damn sure. But you'd see them like when I used to watch drive-bys, you'd watch them all run too. Like I watch drive-bys like once every month, every couple months. I used to watch drive-bys and you'd see them all taking off, you know, same exact scenario. The only difference is instead of dropping and hitting the ground, they're like trying to like get behind stuff or just trying to get distance or whatever. I watched a dude one time. This wasn't in the same neighborhood. This was a different neighborhood. I was at my friend's apartment and it's a bad neighborhood. And we're sitting out in the front of the lawn and there's a road or like a side street and there's a house across the street and this car starts coming up and it's obviously a drive-by. It slows down and the person across the street had a hit out put on him. So he's walking from his garage to his house and dude in the car doing the drive-by sees him. So, you know, out pops the gun, right? And he starts shooting him. Pow, 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 pow. The dude flattens out on the ground. Like it was so smart. It was so smart. Like he didn't dodge bullets or nothing. He just laid down like this flat. And there was like a tiny, tiny hill. Like if you've seen this little hill, you wouldn't even call it a hill. You'd call it dirt or grass. Like that's it. You know how like in a yard, there's sometimes like, you know, it's a little wavy. He laid like next to a wave, but like laid out and the bullets just went pow, pow all around him. So you seen like the little dust pellets, you know, from where the bullet hit around him, but not hitting him. And I was thinking like, man, genius. Fucker dodged bullets just by like laying flat. And it was almost like he pulled like, I don't know, an animal instinct move, you know. But the crazy thing was that happened like 3 times in 2 weeks to the same guy. Like I said, he had a hit put out on him. So like not even like 5 days later. And I know the guy who was actually the shooter. I didn't know it at the time who he was, but I wound up knowing the guy. Anyways, point is the next like a few days later, same thing happened to him. And then like a week later, same thing happened to him. But 2 weeks later, he was ready because he knew there was a hit put out on him. So he had a gun of his own, shot back, and I was sitting there again. You know, we're out in the yard, and now there's a gunfight. But now, dude's got a gun and is shooting back. But now we're on the other side of the street. So now instead of the bullets going away from us, they're coming away from us and towards us. So, but yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was nuts. It was just like 3 drive-bys within like 2 weeks, but all like right there. You were right there. Like it was so close. Like I said, it was just, you know, it's like being in your house and your neighbor's house. Neo went full bolt. Right? Exactly. I just thought it was nuts because looking at it, you wouldn't think there was even anything there in the yard. You wouldn't even think there was a hill or anything, but until he laid down, you know, and it was almost like the little tiny divot in the grass protected him from getting shot. and all the bullets like hit that and around them. Can you believe someone could dislike Maurice? It's something. No, nobody. You can't even see the dislikes. 127 people in here. Wow, we got 131 likes. Holy cow, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys for all the likes. I do appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that sucks. I want to get out of here, man. I don't like being here. I really want to move. I'm in a good area right now. Like I don't want to make it seem like I'm in a bad area. I'm in a great area right now. Best area I've ever lived in my life right now. But I still don't want to live in the state no more. I want to move out. I want to get away. I'd rather go to Florida or Texas or something like that. So, but that was in a bad neighborhood though. So it's in bad neighborhoods like that, especially around the Chicago area. That's just normal. It just is what it is. It's a normal fucking thing. If I moved, I'm going to Alaska. Bet. I want to go to Florida. Come to Bama. I would go to Bama. I like Alabama. I've only been to Alabama twice for like a week at a time, twice. And I loved it. I fucking loved it, man. It was such a good time. Such a good time. I love Alabama. Yeah. I'd love to go hunting in Alabama. I left Illinois 2 years ago. It's fucked. Yeah, it is. It is. It sucks, man. Come to Texas. Well, that was one of the choices. So it was between Florida and Texas. Kara's got family in Texas. I have family in Florida. We chose Florida because I got quite a bit of family in Florida, so it'll work out. It'll be a good move. Where's my chat at? Oh shit. Hang on a second, guys. There it goes. I do a show at Navy Pier every October. I used to live in Lansing, Riverdale, Illinois. Grandparents lived in Calumet. Nick says, I absolute second Alaska. I would love to visit Alaska. I would, you know what? I don't know how everybody else feels about this, but like thinking about places like Alaska, I wouldn't want to live there forever, but I would love to live there for a year. I think that a place like that would just be amazing if you had a cabin, a good place, and you could bring a good amount of food. Obviously, you would have to hunt and live off the land to some extent, but bringing all your stuff and just live there for a year off the fucking grid. I think that would be so awesome. That's like my dream. I would love to do that, but I'd want to come back. I wouldn't want to do it for the rest of my life. But like even if it was something like every year you went for 3 months or a month even, I'd love to do that. That'd be so awesome. So awesome. I love the thought of Alaska. I love the thought of any place like that, just secluded, off the grid. Now, I know not everything's off the grid there, but it'd be great. Go hunting, fishing, and just be in the nature. Isn't your family just a little bit nuts though? Well, just a little bit. We want a commercial. I see where you went there. Isn't your family just a little nuts? Yeah, but it's still family though. It's still family, and being close to family, I've always been close to family. I've never lived away from family. So if I move, I would like to be near family. Family is the most important thing in life, I think. And my family's got my back. My family's got my best, yeah. I would have to be by family. Not saying I wouldn't move away from family because I totally would. Like I said, we were thinking about Texas with her, next to her family or whatever. But if like I said, Florida, I would be close enough to my family, but also a distance away, which it wouldn't really matter. Most of like the crazy would be left back here, but still. Which my family's a good family. Really, seriously. Best family ever. Just not the usual, you know? I love my family. We want a commercial space, but trying to find one where we are in Cali is just not feasible. Plus, Texas is just way better all around. Yeah. I think that would be a way better investment and idea. I personally like it. After the last 2 years, places like California, like, and I understand, I'm sure Northern California is probably beautiful. I'm sure. I'm sure. You could tell me every story about it, and guess what? I don't give a fuck. I feel nothing for California. I want, like, when I think about California, I think about even worse than here. Maybe not like violence wise or anything, but just like, you guys know where I'm getting at. Fuck that. I want to go towards freedom. That's why Florida, man. I think Florida would be a better place than anything for somebody like me. Right. That's what I'm getting at. So I don't want to do that. Florida and Texas would be too hot for me. Not for me. I'm used to the cold, but it gets hot here too. Like, and I've been to Florida a few times. Many 3 or 4 times I've been to Florida. I like it hot. I don't mind it hot. I don't mind it any temperature because I'm used to everything. Here is hot in the summer, cold in the winter, and we have every season basically. So I'm used to them all. I don't care. Come up to Philly. You will fight right in. You will fit right in. I'm sure. That's another place. I want to stay away from that place. I want to go towards places that, to me, I want to go to places that I could build myself, like I are around good people, like people that are just good, Now, I know there's bad people everywhere and there's good people everywhere too. I just, man, like the place, like where I'm at right now is good. It's a good place. But like where I moved from, man, aside from like the people I know and the people I love and everything else, like it's a shithole, man. A fucking shithole. Like the places that nobody wants to be. Nobody would want to be there at all. There's no reason anybody would ever want to live there, raise families, go to school, or anything like that. So, like, that's why to me, I want to be away from that stuff. I just want to be near really good, clean people and things. And, everybody want, the American dream, I guess. I've already lived in the shitholes. I'm done with shitholes. I like living in Cali, except for living on the coast, good food and good booze. That's everywhere though. I mean, maybe not good food, but for the most part, everywhere's going to have some sort of good food. We are getting late as hell. I'm going to sit here for about 10 more minutes and then we're going to get out of here. Come to the South, Jared, more freedom. That's where I'm headed. That's where I'm headed. Probably next year. Hopefully I can pull it off next year. I'm thinking within the next year, maybe 2 years max. I don't want to wait too long though, because the prices in Florida are only going to go up since everybody's going. But I do think things are going to start getting better in some place. Well, I'm not going to speak like that because shit, man, it can always go sideways. Last time I was in Philly was for This Is Hardcore. Huh. Don't know what that is. I'm going to severely miss the Cali coat, though. What? I'm going to severely miss the Cali coast, though. The beaches here are just beautiful. I bet. But there's beaches everywhere, right? There's beaches, like there's lakes, and I know you're talking about the ocean. Like where I live, Lake Michigan is big. It's big. It looks like the ocean, except for it's not salty. It's not as beautiful as the ocean. It's really not. It's pretty dirty, but it's it's similar. Like you can go out on boats. I grew up out on a boat on Lake Michigan. My uncles had boats. We'd go jet skiing and all kinds of shit. It was always fun. I took advantage of living next to the lake because it's just a normal thing. But You know, in other places they have lakes and stuff, so you can get the enjoyment. And the way I look at it is the beautiful thing that people don't want to leave that they're used to. There's always something else wherever you want to go that's just as beautiful. It's just different. So you get to experience that other thing, right? As long as there's a body of water, I don't even care. See? There you go. That's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it. Lake Erie. It's actually beautiful beach. Well, same thing with Lake Michigan. Like there's places that are shit, like complete shit. But there's a lot of beautiful beaches on Lake Michigan. I mean, it's so big, it looks like the ocean. When you walk up to Lake Michigan, it looks like the ocean. Now, certain parts are so beautiful, you know, like especially when you're by the city and stuff, and you can see the city, if that's the type of beauty you're thinking of, because that's also some of the most disgusting areas too, because all the pollution. But like the farther you head up north, Wisconsin, and it is so beautiful. There's so many beautiful areas. This is hardcore as a festival. Okay. Okay. That's not what I thought you meant. These guys act like they thought they knew what you meant. Yeah, they knew what you meant. As long as immorality keeps on, shitholes will keep growing out further and further. That is fucking facts. Facts, facts, facts. I'm serious. Wait, I have a BA in history. Okay. I'm near Lake Erie and Ontario. Both are very deep and very large. I think Lake Michigan in the deepest part, it's 950 feet is the deepest, but that's only like one point. Most of Lake Michigan is 250 feet. So like 80% of it is like 250 feet. And then a small percentage, like right in the middle is like 900, which if you think about it, 900 feet is deep. That's really, really deep. I can't even fathom that. There's places where you can dive in Lake Michigan and go down like where there's like shipwrecks and stuff, but it's probably not enjoyable at all because unlike like I've done that in the ocean, but Lake Michigan's dark. Dark, dark. When you go down past a foot, it's too dark to see. You could have all the goggles you want. You know, even with a sunny day, and if you're close to the beach and the sand's there, you could see about 4 to 5 feet, maybe, and it's cloudy. Uh, but on a lot of days, you can't see past 1 foot. It's just green. It's very dark. This world is full of amazing places, but I'll stay in Shitsville, Pennsylvania, because you're right, Jared. Family is the most important thing in life. Facts. 100%. 100%. There's nothing wrong with bringing family though, if you can. Like that's kind of like the thing I'm talking about with Florida, because I had one family member that had a place, another family member relocated down there. And as like just shit has gone south the past couple of years, you know, my family's like, you know, getting places down there. Not my whole family, right? But pieces of it, good pieces of it. So that incentivizes me a little bit to relocate too, because those are family that I would like to be around, even though I'm technically separating from the majority, if that makes sense. Which sucks, but there's nothing wrong with going back and forth. That's what they do. Shit. Shit. Look at Breeze. Breeze. Where the fuck is Breeze at? Breeze, where you at, man? I didn't see him all night. He's supposed to be home because he hasn't been home in like 2 weeks. He's always back and forth. Yeah, we're about to end a 2Q ball. Thank you guys for coming. This was a fun one. There was so many topics I didn't hit, but I guess it was a fun conversation. Remember, guys, the join membership will be firing up. Hopefully, it should be tomorrow. It's supposed to be within 24 hours. So hopefully that does. There he fucking is. Where you been all night, man? I haven't seen you in the chat at all. Are you home? You're supposed to be at home because you haven't been home in like 6 months. Thank you, modders. I appreciate it. And shout out to Knife Modders. Hopefully you guys are following their channel. They're definitely putting out more content and more lives. Their live was awesome yesterday. Mindy's birthday. Happy birthday to Mindy. Tell her I said happy birthday. I did not know that. Jim with the one cracker. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You know I like them crackers. I gotta have them crackers. Thank you, man. Same to you guys. Blades and EDCs. I'm gonna end my Patreon and do the YouTube join thing when it goes live. Not a fan of Patreon personally. I get it. That's cool. That's cool. Just remember though, the patrons get the giveaways once a month, which actually there's one about to go up. You might want to wait. Just wait so you can at least join the last giveaway if you want to switch. I have some videos coming this weekend. Bang! There you go. You guys better go follow her channel. Thanks for the live, Jared. Love seeing everyone, and stoked to rally in Atlanta this June. I know, I'm excited about that. Maurice with the last bone of the night. Thank you, man. Thank you, Maurice. I appreciate it, man. Maurice, you're always hooking up the channel. Much love. Love you guys. Love you, brother. Breeze, love you too. I still hit the like button, unlike others. See that, guys? You see that? That's dedication. I know. I do too. I do too, Shane. I do too. Trust me. You know, they robbed me. They literally robbed me. I have to pay taxes on it, and they take a huge percentage. I don't make hardly shit off of Patreon. So I would love to move everything over to the join membership, and I just might. It's just I've started something and I don't want to take it away from people. It's kind of why I do it, because I've offered people a monthly giveaway every month. And if I continue to grow it, it might become something decent. I got over 100 patrons right now, which is crazy. But with you know, with everything, it's really kind of an even thing, you know. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. Jim, is that another cracker? That's another cracker. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it, man. Hawaii just jumps in right at the end when we're leaving. He does it on purpose. Shout out to Hawaii Knife and Gear. Pandemic EDC. Good night, y'all. Emler does. Wait, what does that say? Emler does all that on his membership. I know. I never had the membership before, so I'm just starting it. So we'll see what happens. I might just keep both. I might just do one. We'll see how it goes. Because I do know that they take less from you, so it might be more beneficial to do that and just tell everybody in Patreon to just jump over there next month, and that will continue everything the next month. We might do that. Maybe I'll start 4 tiers, right? Or something like that. But we'll see how it goes. I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me. How much of a cut does Patreon take? Oh, like, dude, like a lot, like 30% or something like that. Like, I'm not 100%. You can look it up what they take, but it's a lot. They take a good amount. Maybe it's like 20%, but it's a good cut. I mean, it went up since last year. Since I first started, it went up. And then they always add on like an extra tax every like 6 months. And like, it's always a bunch of bullshit. I hate it. I mean, I like it because I love the people, but I mean, I hate what they do and I don't like what they stand for and everything. So the thing about Patreon is if YouTube bones you, will still have Patreon. That's true. That's very true. So that is a good thing. All right, guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for all the donations tonight. Thank you to all the patron members that do support through Patreon. It is a massive help. I do really appreciate it. I don't want to downplay it. It does help the channel a lot. And I do like doing the giveaways there because it does work out, because a lot of stuff I give away has been donated to the channel. Some things I do buy, but either way, it does help out massively. I thank you to all the patrons. And the join membership button will be available within 24 hours. That's what they said. So should be, and at the worst, maybe 48 hours. But once it's available, we're going to do a bunch of sharpening stuff on there. We're going to do exclusive lives to those people, and there'll be 3 tiers, and you guys are going to love the tiers. But it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be great. It's another way to expand the channel and the horizons for the future. And thank you guys for everything you guys do. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for, like I said, all the donations, all the likes, all the comments. And thank you to all the people that use my sharpening service and all the people that do donate to the channel, you know, separate from like Patreon and everything. All these things do massively, massively help. I love you guys. Peace.